of the Spider Queen.
All right, so here we are, game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, 2 Pro Division teams, 8 equals Norn 3D, both chasing that shirt and the chance in their finals. Mystic, Tomb of the Spider Queen, what is your favorite ban here?
Well, I mean, I'd like to say Ragnaros, but he hasn't been seen in a long while. I'd say Anubrak is a huge deal nowadays with his spell armor. It makes a lot of mages just like useless almost when he engages on them, and it makes it so that their mages can't back up their team, so they do almost no damage because the Nubrak has a crap ton of spell armor.
Right. But would you ban Anubrak over the Shield siblings?
I mean, the Shield siblings just got a few nerfs. I'd say Zarya might still be ban-worthy. However, I don't believe Tass is all that great anymore.
Okay.
In my opinion, of course. So.
Right. Okay. But we do see the Zarya ban. I mean, Zarya was always my favorite on any map anyway, right? So I preferred her over Tass personally.
Yeah, Tass's shields got nerfed so hard. Its duration is now like 4 seconds or something, and its cooldown is like what, 8 seconds or something.
Right. I agree.
And then the shield value also got nerfed, which is pretty big along with the duration nerf.
Yeah, no, it was. But not even showing a possible here. Hiding that ban until the last moment. And the Vala ban. That's an interesting choice for me from 3D.
Ooh, the insta-pick Gul'dan. Gul'dan is great on this map because of the wave clear.
Well, especially if you can pick up Ariel after this, right? Like, that's even better for you if you can pull it off. I'm not sure
definitely.
you can, but, like, that makes it even easier, right? Because now all of a sudden you have Gul'dan, Ariel, Gul'dan constantly feeding Ariel energy. That's not what it is, though. What's it?
Hope.
Thank you. Yeah, hope. So
May as well be energy, right?
right. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is energy, right? It is the resource that Ariel consumes in order to cast spells, right?
Yep.
So it may not be called energy; it's called hope. But yes, that stuff.
The healing energy.
Right. But all right, 3D again taking their time with these 2 picks. Come out with the Lucio Anubrak like you picked, or like you said, Anubrak super strong right now. I would not be surprised to see 8 equals door go into a Johanna. Now, whether they go into a Johanna pre-ban phase 2 or pick Johanna now is a good question. Because Johanna with Gul'dan, like, the wave clear is insanely high, right? Especially if Ariel's throwing out her little ribbon sweep.
Yeah, there's the Oriole, like you said, and I expect that 8 equals door is gonna have to pick up a lot of damage, and there's the Johanna, like to out damage the Lucio healing.
Right. Well, and that'll leave their last 2 picks, right? All right. So now we're over to 3D's ban. You know what I wouldn't mind seeing here, like. So 8 equals door totally needs a solo laner, right?
Right.
I would not be surprised to see like a Sonya ban here.
Sonya would indeed be really good. Other solo laners include like Ragnaros and Thrall, but yeah. Ooh,
All
they
right.
banned the Leoric.
I mean, Leoric has been finding his way into more and more games lately. So, and obviously these 2 teams know each other better than a lot of teams that we've cast. So, you know, they probably have something in mind in the reason why they banned that. But yeah.
Well, if they're banning out the Leoric, does that mean that they're picking more tanks?
I would not be surprised within a new Barak. A new Barak's a strong tank, but it does not hurt. Maybe they plan on going variant or
Murden or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say Cho'Gall, but I can't see that right now with the Lucio.
Yeah, I don't think Lucio has enough healing to keep up the Cho'Gall, especially before 16.
Right, so that wouldn't work, but I think maybe the Leoric was just we don't want you using Leoric against us, not necessarily that they're going to pick up another tank. And we see the Greymane ban out of 8 equals door. Greymane also coming back into the meta, especially with 35 to 40% change that hit Cursed Bullet today.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot more popularity. Many people are picking him up nowadays.
40% of a hero's health is not a joke. So, like, that's a lot of HP to take off of someone in one heroic.
Especially if you hit a tank. Oh, man, that's a lot of healing that you got to pump back into him to get him back up to full health.
Right. So, yeah, that's interesting. The Greymane ban, I think, was a good ban. And now, again, we have 3D taking their time with their picks. But they need the damage. They need to come up with some damage.
We might see a Li Ming here, because they did pick up the Anubarak, so the counter is off the table.
Right. All right, so there's the Arthas.
Oh, and a Falstad.
All right, okay. I'm worried about 3D's damage and if they have enough yet, but we'll see what they use for the last pick. Clearly, 8 equals door needs some damage. I really like a Sonya pick here for a solo laner, personally. Thrall would work as well, but I really like a Sonya pick.
Yeah, if you go with the Sonya pick, you're going to have to go, obviously, the Whirlwind build, because you're going to go up against the Tychus. Or not a Tychus, an Arthas, most likely, which has innate armor.
I do like the Tychus pick. I've been a fan of Tychus for a long time. I'm bummed his range got nerfed, but I'm still a fan. And there's the Sonya.
There's the Sonya.
All right, so you are, you know what, you go here? It's not going to happen. You go Cassia here.
I actually would not be surprised if they went Cassia. Cassia, the Valkyrie just got buffed. The Ball Lightning actually also got buffed, and then a bunch of other talents of Cassia's also got buffed.
Plus
so,
the blinds.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Like this is a perfect spot for Cassia to be drafted. If ever there was one, this is that place. I just don't know that we're gonna see it out of 3D. I would love to see it out of 3D. I don't know that we're going to.
What's this last pick gonna be? Ooh, Nazebo.
All right. Nazebo's damage can ramp up and can be quite powerful. The other reason I had liked the Cassia pick was for the blinds against Tychus and Sonya, but I guess we'll see how Nazebo does. Nazebo can push the bottom lane by himself, especially against the Sonya early on, so that could still work out.
Yeah, and with the small map that it is, he can get stacks really, really easily.
Right. So, loading in game number 1 in a best of 3 for the final 4 of Chair League Season 4 Pro Division. We do have for the red team, which is going to be 3D, Ruckle on the Anubarak, Frumgar on the Lucio, Fancy Pants on the Falstad, J Money on the Arthas, and Shadow Blades on the Nazebo.
And for 8 equals door, we have Rust on Johanna, Thon Long on the Sonya, Hoshi Baba on the Gul'dan, Picante, is that how you pronounce that one?
That's what I went with, yeah.
On Tychus, and Nailter on the Oriole.
All right, I look forward to this. I think this should actually be a solid game between these two teams. And they both, like I said, they both want that chance in the finals. They both want a chance at that t-shirt. The only way they're going to get it is to win this game. Who do you think, since we have a minute while everybody's loading in, you know, I typically ask you in a vacuum, looking at the two drafts, who has the better draft? Who do you think has that here?
I would like to say that I like 8 equals doors draft, just because they do, I believe, have the damage to push through all that Lucio healing. However, if they do let it get to the late game, though, then that Nazeebo is just going to take it over.
Right. Okay.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Kill.
And here we go, jumping into the typical 5-on-5. Let's all poke each other and see what happens. Arthas, though, having none of that, going down into the bottom lane almost immediately.
Both teams looking for something here. Some spider stacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's gonna happen this early. Sometimes you might get a kill, but most of these teams tend to just want to clear the wave first and then start the rotations a little quicker than the team they're playing against. And we see the same thing happening here. Fancy Pants on that false step was in the top lane, as he was already up there and just doing global type things. And we see a normal or a more normal 4-man rotation coming out at 8 equals door with the Sonya versus Arthas bottom lane.
Yeah, this is exactly the game that 8 equals door wants to play, because they do have the better wave clear. They do have the better rotations with Johanna and Gul'dan.
Both teams about even, gems and XP. Getting a little B steps out of Sonya down here in the bottom lane with Arthas. A lot of
false step flies down.
Ooh, this could be bad. Sonya could be in trouble here.
Well, the root misses from Arthas. Sonya probably will go down here. Yep.
Ooh, and
there
she
she
does. But Arthas really low, though.
Tyka's looking for revenge. Yeah.
Nope. All right, so both members of 3D escaping after getting that kill on Sonya and causing a little bit of heartache for 8 equals door in this bottom lane. You gotta that is the power of the global, right? You gotta look out when that false step flies down. Be prepared for something to happen.
Yeah, Arthas indeed calling in that air support.
And interestingly, with what just happening, 8 equals door is still rotating better than 3D is right now. Mid top or mid bottom. No, mid top. I was thrown off because Tychus was coming up from the bottom, realizing that Sonya just released him and Falstad was relieved by Arthas to continue their mid top rotation. Anubarak taking a big chunk of damage, though. He may actually go down. Oh, the shield is going to save him, allow him to get away. A lot of damage coming out from the Tychus and the Gul'dan there, and even Johanna to put Anubarak quite low. And their gems are dead even right now. XP is about as close to even as it can be, and 1 kill to 0. So, you know, both teams just doing the typical. This is what I would expect until probably 10, unless somebody tries to get a gem turn in right around 9, hoping that the forts will give them 10 and they can push even harder with it.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams just gathering up gems at the moment. 8 equals door does have the advantage because they can rotate that much faster.
Gul'dan went Fellflame, which I guess doesn't surprise me for his level 1 quest, but at the same time a little surprising. Also, Nazeebo is at 93 corpse spiders already. That surprises me. He is chunking through those spiders to finish that quest as early as possible. Alright, so 3D does have enough gems to turn in, as does 8 equals door, and it looks like 8 equals door may actually accomplish this turn in first. Needing only 6 more, which means if Sonya can get free long enough to do the turn in, that may be done. We see Arthas taking a ton of damage, about to go down. Sonya is able to secure that kill, but Anub'arak able to pick up the gems that Arthas did drop. Oh, Anub'arak in trouble now, though, but a nice 5-man stun with his barbs.
I think we might see the turn in here unless Lucio, comes in, interrupts.
Ooh, Lucio might be in trouble. He's going to have to back out, and that may end up giving, Sonya enough time, but she cannot get that turn in. The bottom turn in really being contested hard here. Anub'arak, my friend, I'm not sure you want to one-on-one the Sonya. Not with 32 gems and your team's hopes and ambitions riding on that.
It's a lot of pressure right there.
Right? But this is interesting. Anub'arak being stuck bottom lane, Arthas trying to fill his role top lane. This could be the opening that 8 equals door was looking for in order to maybe get the gem turn in up above.
Oh, Sonya getting engaged on by 3 people might go down here.
Ooh,
and she does.
I just barely missed that. But back in the mid lane, everybody trying to get this turn in cannot quite do it. With that kill, though, it looks like, yes, 3D does secure the first Web Weaver turn in. And with the XP being so close, if 3D does well here, they could end up pushing 10 with this Web Weaver wave. A lot of damage coming out into Joe. She may go down, and she does. 3D saying, yeah, well, we know you guys were closer to turning in, but we're going to flip the game on its head. Here we come.
This is a chance for Gul'dan to show off his massive wave clear.
This is disappointing for 3D. They really needed to get some walls down so they could try and get some XP. A lot of damage coming out in Sonya. She is going to go down again. And 10 right around the corner for both teams. Closer, obviously, for 3D. And this cannon tower should actually give it to them. There it is. Heroic abilities unlocked for 3D. Expect this push to continue. Bottom lane, the only lane left available with a spider pushing, though. Arthas and Nazeebo are mid. Having a little fight here with Gul'dan Ariel. Not going to get a kill. Bottom lane, though, that fort is down. And I like this. Bottom lane is actually a good lane to have pushed in, because there's Siege Giants bottom lane you can have push against the keep wall now.
Ooh, Gul'dan getting caught out here.
A lot of damage coming out on Gul'dan. Stasis going out from Ariel, not enough to keep him alive. And Lucio popping Break It Down just to be on the safe side. That was actually really, really good for 3D. They're up just under a level. They have 5 gems short of another turn in. And they're looking to continue pushing this game. Meanwhile, 8 equals door just wants to get a turn in.
Oh yeah, there's a fight brewing here. Arthas pops his ultimate right here. Anub'arak comes in, pops his Locust Swarm.
Ooh,
oh, not
Anub'arak
popped it
taking
yet.
a ton of damage. He is going to die. Out comes the Odin. And this could be the fight 8 equals door wanted. They are getting some kills, well, 1 kill so far, but putting pressure on the rest of 3D, getting them to back off and allowing them to get a turn in. So we will see 8 equals door answering back with their own spiders pushing into 3D. Gul'dan clearing, everybody clearing the lanes as quickly as they can to allow their spiders or their web weavers to push up as far as possible. Where do you think we're going to see the push? Do you think we're going to see a 2-2-1, or are we going to see something more traditional like the 4-1 or 5-1 apparently? Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think 8 equals door is probably going to look to group together and just push one lane, and it just happens to be mid this time.
Sonya took a lot of damage there, is going to survive. Oh, look at this. We have 8 equals door looking to just maximize XP gains here. I like this decision.
Also, if we look closely at the talents, we see that Gul'dan took Hunger for Power, so he is going to take that 25% reduced healing from his allies while gaining 15% extra spell power.
Well, with Ariel able to spam her heal as often as she is with the non-stop energy he's feeding her, that kind of makes sense. I like that push. It wasn't quite enough to get 13 for 8 equals door, but I expect them to actually push in here and try and maybe possibly take this mid fort down. They looked at it and said, yeah, you know what, that's really not going to work for us. But both teams sitting on enough gems. Is 8 equals door going to get a back-to-back turn in here and really take the pressure to 3D? Or is 3D going to be able to do the turn in at the top first? Looks like that is the answer. 3D answering right back with another Web Weaver wave. Going the opposite direction now.
We see both teams just like moving around back and forth, just not giving an inch.
Both teams sitting on 13s have their talents picked and looking to engage here.
Johanna getting...
Oh, we're going straight 5 on 5. Out comes the Odin, and the damage is out. Fear. Let's break it down. Everybody's popping everything. Anubarak should be the first to die and is. Sonya getting really low, though. Has to back away a little bit. Mid spider already dead. Top spider getting pretty low. It's going to go down now, leaving only the bottom spider left alive. Of course, all it had to contend with was the cannon tower. But in comes the engage. With Sonya still up top, I don't know if they want to go 4 on 4 here.
Yeah, bottom spider still at about a quarter HP. Looking to push down some keep walls.
Gul'dan back to clear that out, and that's going to be the end of that spider. Now it's 8 equals door's turn to get the turn in and respond back and say, all right, your wave push was good. Let me show you our wave push. Talents on the side of 8 equal door, quested talents on the side of 8 equals door, all complete. It looks like Arthas still has a little way to go. Falstad looking to go deep. And this is the fight that we are getting. Fear coming out. That was a great fear, but out comes Let's Break It Down. Spiders and frogs flying around from Nazebo. Damage is out, but the first to go down is Anubarak. 8 equals door on the front foot, trying to get another kill. Not gonna be able to get J Money on that Arthas. He will escape just barely, but this is gonna be another spider turn in, going over to 8 equals door and pushing into 3D.
Oriel lived with like a sliver of health. It was like 0.5% HP or something.
So obviously 3D is gonna try and defend this mid fort like as hard as they can to keep the spider from pushing into it. I think 8 equals door knows that, and I actually like the decision to push top for them. Let them clear the boss lane. You have a 16 versus 14 right now. You're up a talent tier. Everybody is alive, so this will be a 5 on 5 fight. And 3D realizing, we need to rotate around, guys. We gotta protect our top lane.
That is a very, very buffed up spell power Gul'dan. He has like good 25% extra.
He is just chunky. That fell flame coming out from him is absolutely wrecking. A lot of damage coming in. Keep Maiko down. Oh, Anubarak getting oh so low again is going to escape. And Falstad using a defensive gust, trying to push everybody on 8 equals door back. Down goes the keep. Sonya looking to escape here, probably going to do so. And that's going to be all the forts down, leaving only keeps left available for 3D to defend at this point. And even most of a keep wall here in the mid lane. Bottom lane, the entire keep wall is still up, obviously. 17 versus 15. 8 equals door knows they have an advantage, is going to grab this bruiser camp and probably push in to finish the keep wall or go boss here. I like both decisions. They are only 2 gems short of another wave. I would not be opposed to them just turning in. But it looks like we're going to paint the map blue.
Falstad checking the boss to make sure that 8 equals door is not doing it.
Tychus turning in his gems. There we go. All right, so everybody's going to have their gems turned in. I like that. It's a good decision. At this point of the game, you don't want to be holding a bunch of gems if you can help it. And with only 2 left, 1 wave, and you have enough gems to turn in and call the spiders at any time, you can pull the boss. Oh, nope. Instead, it looks like Sonya going to try and get that next spider wave going.
Oh, she's thinking about it, yeah.
And there they go. All right, so back-to-back web weavers for 8 equals door. 18 versus 16. This could get sketchy for 3D. Sonya jumping in deep on that Arthas. Not able to get killed, but oh man, Falstad was melted. That's going to be a dead Anubrak. I think this might be game Mystic.
Yeah, it's looking to be. It's a pretty dire situation here for 3D.
You know, the challenge here, though, is 8 equals door pushing this bottom lane. Now, if they bypass it at this point and go on to core with the spider or with the web weaver when that web weaver clears the minions top lane that it's working on, then they can go core.
I was going to say, it doesn't even look like they need to bypass it. They'll just run it down.
Yeah, they're just going to take it out. And that'll be, well, the nice thing about doing that is that's going to be 2 web weavers on the core. And it looks like they may just try to take out the 3rd keep as well. Push everything down, right?
Yeah, systematic victory. Don't need to be greedy.
All right, that's going to be another keep going down. And now we got 3 web weavers, a full health 20 versus 16 team going on to the core. Big red button, dropping the nuke on that core. Lots of damage coming out. I think this is game Mystic. 30% and dropping fast. Another red button going, and that's going to be game number 1 going over to 8 equals door.